Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and it is October, so you know what that means. It's spooky season, time to read all the spooky, cozy, mysterious books. Light some candles, get some coffee or some hot piping tea, get under a blanket and read some damn books. So we've got a list of many different books that are spooky, cozy, mysterious that I want to read in the month of October to get into the season and to celebrate what is one of the best months of the year. Fair warning, this is a very ambitious TBR because I already have my fall TBR that I need to read by November 1st because after November it's Christmas, and I've got about 10 books here that I want to read. So I don't know what we're doing, still talking. Let's just get through all of these books. So I have quite a few different genres or categories that I separated these books into. So the first one, and it's just really one book in here, is romance, because you guys know I love my romance. I gotta have it in between all of my books. So I thought, typically I don't add a lot of romances to my TBR because those are not books that I really need a push to read. But I do have one that I've been saving for the fall time because it's giving all the fall vibes, and it's called The Boy with the Bookstore by Sarah Ekavare Smith. And just this cover, books and a bakery. That is like perfection to me. I don't know much about this and I really haven't heard much about it. I got it at a book sale and the cover really drew me in. And so that is the romance that I definitely want to read by the end of the month. Let me know if you've read this book, if you liked it or not, but that is the one romance that I have on my TBR. Then the next category is kind of cozy mystery / mysteries, and I have quite a few books for this selection. The first book, which I guess could also be in the romance category, it is Dial A for Aunties. And I am so pumped for this book. I've been waiting and I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but I am so excited to read this. I've heard it's hilarious. So this one is basically about a woman named Madeline, and she ends up killing her blind date and gets her aunties to kind of help her cover up the accidental murder, and it goes from there. So I think it's going to be really funny. The next book I have is also like the quintessential cozy mystery, and that is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. By Travis Baldree. And this one is, from what I remember, is a bounty hunter basically decides to quit or retire in her job, and she opens up a coffee shop in a place where coffee is unknown, and you kind of follow that story. And I think it's like very low stakes fantasy but also cozy mystery vibes, so I'm so looking forward to this. I've heard so many good things about it, and I tried picking it up a while back but it just wasn't the season for it. I think I was trying to pick it up in the middle of summer and I just wasn't the vibes I was looking for, so I'm really looking forward to it now because it's exactly the vibes I'm looking for. The next book I have here I've heard so much about, and so I recently bought it and I don't even know what it's really about, but it's The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. And so let me just quickly take a peruse on the back. So it's about a witch named Mika Moon who knows that she has to hide her magic and stay away from other witches so their powers don't mingle and draw attention. She's an orphan, and she has an online account where she posts videos pretending to be a witch, and she thinks no one will take it seriously, but somebody does. And she gets an unexpected message begging her to travel to the remote and mysterious nowhere house to teach 3 young witches how to control their magic. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, okay. Definitely very cozy. I guess there is a mysterious aspect to it, but it's also witchy, which is perfect for October. The last book I have in the kind of mystery category is the very good classic And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I've been meaning to read this forever, and I tried reading it as an audiobook last year and it wasn't for me, so I'm hoping that when I physically read it, it will be much better. And I see so many people make like videos of like trying to solve the Agatha Christie mystery before the book ends. So maybe if you guys are interested, I can do one of those for this book. But this is kind of the one that everyone knows about, and I think is one of her most popular ones. So I definitely wanted to start with this one. And I think it's about basically a bunch of people on an island, and they kind of all get killed off one by one. So you're trying to figure out who is the killer. The next ones I have are in the, I guess, fantasy world. So the first one I don't have a physical copy of, but I did just order it, and that is Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, which is the third book in the Shadow and Bones trilogy. I've been meaning to read this book for over a year now, and I've tried getting into it a couple times, just couldn't get into it. So I just really want to finally finish it so I can start the Six of Crows duology, because I'm so excited for that one, but I need to finish this trilogy first. So that is on my radar. I just bought a book set that was on a great deal on Book Outlet, so I'm hoping that having it physically will get me to read it faster versus using my Kindle. Then the second book in the fantasy category, this has been in several of my other TBR videos, and that is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. You know what? I really want to start the Throne of Glass series, and there's just so much hesitation on my end because everyone I know that has read it or is reading it like is flying through the books, and I'm just like, I don't know if I'm prepared to like have that happen to me. I just really need to get into it. I did start it a week ago. I'm only like 10 pages in, so it's like nothing, like it's basically, I haven't started it yet, but I am starting with The Assassin's Blade because so many of my friends have recommended to start with this versus Throne of Glass, so that is why I'm starting with this one versus Throne of Glass. But oh my gosh, can October be the month that I finally start the series? Next, I just have one book in this category, and that is thriller. I had a lot of like horror thriller books in my fall TBR, so I don't really have many in this TBR just because realistically, I know I'm not a big horror person, so I'm not going to be reading so much of it. But when I do, it's typically in September and October. And the book I have here is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. So I bought this for my boyfriend because I heard through so many booktubers it's the craziest psychological thriller I've heard. So I've been, hey, Spice, what are you doing? So I've heard this is a crazy psychological thriller, so I bought it for my boyfriend because he loves like twisted books, and I know I also wanted to pick it up. So he is also currently reading this, so he's on page 120, but I want to pick it up this month. Then the last two books I have for this October TBR are more like classics. So the first one I have is nice and short, and it's The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. I just feel like this is such a fall read for some reason, even though I don't really think it is. Troubling story of crime, sin, guilt, punishment, and expiation set in the rigid moral climate of the 17th century New England. I have no idea. But it's been on my TBR for a while, so wanted to pick it up this month. It's been drawing me for the fall time. So let's see. And it's such a short book, so hopefully it'll be a nice, easy breezy read. It's less than 200 pages. Then the last book I have, I guess could also be a mystery, I think, but it is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I'm sorry if I said that incorrectly. This I don't know much about. I think it's about like a spy or something. So let's take a look together. So it's set in Barcelona, 1945. So a city slowly heals from its war wounds, and Daniel, an antiquarian book dealer's son who mourns the loss of his mother, finds solace in a mysterious book entitled The Shadow of the Wind. But when he sets out to find the author's other works, he makes a shocking discovery. Someone has been systematically destroying every copy of every book Carax has written. In fact, Daniel may have the last of Carax's books in existence. Soon, Daniel's seemingly innocent quest opens a door into one of Barcelona's darkest secrets, an epic story of murder, madness, and doomed love. Wow, okay. Very interesting. This one's a little bit of a chonker. It's almost 500 pages. I know I've heard mixed reviews about this, but it's always been on my radar, so I'm looking forward to reading it. These are upside down. These are all the books that I'm hoping to read in October. It is a great variety, and I think we can have some fun vlogs with all of these books. But if you have read any of these, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you guys want to see any of these in any specific reading vlogs. I hope you guys had a wonderful September. My September wrap-up was uploaded a couple days ago. I did a little bit differently, so let me know if you guys like that format. And I hope you guys will have an awesome and spooky October. So until next time, happy reading. Bye!